Welcome to another episode of Epic GamerDad Product Reviews.
Hello everybody. Today on Epic Gamer Dad, we're going to be checking out this Nintendo 64 controller. It's a third-party controller made by Old School. So, I was cruising on the internet and I've been trying to find a controller that has the most original joystick possible. So, as I was looking in the pictures, as you can see right here, it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty good. It looks like it's a controller of the original. However, it is not. So when you look really deep down inside there, we'll see if I can't get a camera angle. You see where that white space is at the bottom of that joystick? It's not the same. So I'm at this point extremely skeptical performance of the joystick. So as you can see, it's not opened. It's multi-region. And I think this is for the Nintendo 64. It's not to a USB. So let's dive right in and see what I can get figured out here.
At this time, I would like to take a break from the video and do a quick shout out for Retro Bit Bob's 80s, 90s, and 2000s gaming nostalgia. This is one of my favorite Facebook pages. The community is awesome, they're very engaging, so if you love old school video games like me, this is an awesome Facebook page to get plugged into other gamers. You can find the link for Retro Bit Bob's in the description below. Now back to our main feature.
Pretty cool little smiley face right there as you open the tab out. That was kind of a neat little thing. So the product is taking pride in what they're doing. You can tell in their box work. Normally if someone does attention to detail to something as small as that. So here's something that bothers me. Maybe it's my ADD, but this is not the same color obviously as the controller. And so that's kind of a drag. The cable feels really good. It feels like a traditional Nintendo 64 cable, so that's a plus. Right away I can tell that the Z button's a little different. The C buttons stick out higher, so they're not as smooth and contour to the controller. They really stick up. They slant this way instead of this way. They should be slanting down, and they don't. They slant this way. So it's kind of a weird feel. So as far as the controller is, it feels good. It feels natural. It's got a nice wide swing to it like the traditional 64. But it has kind of a unique feel to it. It's different. So that's flat in there, which is interesting. D-pad feels solid. The D-pad feels like the original 64 controller. The buttons do feel responsive. They feel good. Like, it doesn't feel cheap. I guess in my opinion, I just don't understand why it's so hard for people who are making controllers to use the exact same joystick that the original Nintendo 64 did. Or because of the springs or something inside there, they're trying to improve it. So, the joystick fits is higher. So like the length here, between here and here, feels a lot longer, but it feels okay. Alright, with all that being said, let's plug in a game and see how well it does. Alright. So we're going to try out this new controller here. Play some Tony Hawk. Get these C buttons moved in. Just do, Tony. Just jump in. The joystick seems okay. Not how I play anyway. Come on, Tony, get your stuff going. Weirdo. Biff to sauce. So the buttons, they feel good and responsive. So I'm gonna try a different game.
If you like this video, one way you can help is like, share, and subscribe to my channel. That helps out a
How
lot.
seamless transition is from one game to another. Do that, Microsoft, PlayStation. Alright. Always the toadster. The cord's a little short. Kind of sucks. I don't even think it's 6 foot. Barely 6 foot. Get out of my face! Alright, so the joystick seems pretty responsive so far. Let's see how we do with some sliding. So I installed a different joystick and I'll have a review coming up on that shortly. But I would say this is not as accurate as the other controller that I installed because it has a much shorter swing. But this feels closer to the traditional N64 joystick. Like it feels more accurate in the swing from left to right. But it feels like I have to work a lot harder to get into my boost. Oh, that was a jump there. That and the right button sticks a little bit. I wouldn't say that this is Nintendo quality. Like, it's good. I just wish... Oop, wrong thing to do. I wanted to shoot that behind me. Come on. See, that right button just isn't... There's just something to it, man. It's just not the same, and I don't know what it is. Like, a traditional 64 is just... Like, it's built well, the button feels good, but like, I can feel issues. Like, it's just not popping on it like it should be. We'll do one more race and see how it does. The joystick feels good going left and right. It feels like it's got good space. The distance and the swing of the joystick makes drifting a little harder than on this guy right here. I reinstalled him. Much shorter swing. Like, it feels really good. But the offside to that is it's a lot more sensitive. Alright, so let's see how I can get in here. And I feel the right button, like the release of the right button isn't very good. Like it's, I don't know, it feels like it's fighting something. It could be a pad. I might take the controller apart and see if I can't make it a little better. Like it's, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Man, first place was really out there. It's cool, it's playable. But it's just not the same as a traditional Nintendo 64. Like, the buttons are smoother. I don't know why it's so, like going from, like, this is not smooth. Like, this is smooth, the rounded. I'm gonna switch joysticks here. Joysticks, like the bumpers, feel softer, but they have a little bump to them. Like, it's just precise. Like, you can just feel it. Same thing with the C buttons. You can roll your thumb over the C buttons just fine. This feels like you got just 30 feet of pushing before you get it in there. Like, the buttons sit so much higher. I don't know if, like, Nintendo still has a copyright on these controllers, and so they build them to where they're just outside of that parameter to kind of get away with it. But, like, this button feels better to push than this button. And so it could just be a defect. But these buttons here, I mean, like, when you push them in, they feel good. But they're just different. The cable length is short. The original Nintendo 64 controller is probably a good 2.5, 3 inches longer than the old school one. I don't know how to explain it, guys. Like, I know. I just am not holding an N64 controller. Now, for granted, I only got that controller for $15 on Amazon. And so it's not bad. Like, for 15 bucks, it's a pretty damn good controller. The Nintendo 64 controller is a smidge more sensitive. Response time's a little easier, like muscle memory. Like, I set into it right away. Like, it's more accurate. Like, the joysticks just got a little bit to it. Come by me, boy, get blasted. Like, you see how fast I can just jump into that? Drifts. Like, I can't do that. As easily with the other controller. Is there a major disadvantage? No, I'm sure there's just a slight learning curve to it. Wow, what the heck was that? Alright, $15. What would I rate this controller? I think the joystick's a little different. I think the buttons could be a little better. I'm going to have to give this controller a 4 out of 5. Out of all the second-hand controllers, this is probably one of the best. I think I'm going to invest into a brawler and see how well that feels and how that plays to the N64. Other than that, I think it's alright. It's $15, made in China, you know, so it works. I mean, it does cool, it looks good. I used to have kind of like a smoky green see-through one like this, so I got it. It's 15 bucks. It wasn't bad. It was on sale, so a solid 4 out of 5, guys. Thank you for taking the time to check out Epic Gamer Dad product reviews. So thank you. God bless and have a good day.
Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this episode of Epic Gamer Dad product reviews. Also, if you have a specific product that you would like me to review, let me know in the comments below. Also in the comments below, I will have a direct link for you to be able to contact me if you would like to donate a product for me to do a review. Once again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch Epic Gamer Dad product reviews.